Hello everybody, it's been a little while since I've came and given you one of these sit down videos. So I'm here to talk to you guys about some questions that people have been asking me a lot these days. First question I'm going to answer in this video is, why am I leaving Korea? I'm leaving Korea because of a few reasons. So I've been in Korea since 2013. I've been here a little over 7 years now. My last school contract, I finished my work in December, the end of December. So I've been kind of just freelancing and just kind of hanging out for the past like 7 months. If you guys been following me, I've been in Jeju for a little while, and now I'm back on the mainland. I'm in Pyeongtaek, and this is my aunt's house, so my settings are a little bit different. But so why am I leaving Korea? I've been teaching it for so long, and I've gone through so many different experiences. I've worked at an English village, I've worked at hagwons, I've worked at a Christian international school, I've worked at a public school, so I've done it all, guys. Like, I have all the experience. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. It might be out of date, but I can just tell you from my experience. So from my experience, Korea is great, y'all. I love Korea. Like, Korea was a great experience. Like, I try to tell everyone, the first year is rough. It's gonna be rough for everybody, so don't give up after 1 year. I recommend that you try to stay at least for 2 years and see how that goes. The first year is the toughest part. You're missing home, you're missing family, you're missing everything, and it's really different getting used to the new culture and stuff like that. But once you get all that stuff figured out after your first year, the second year, it gives you some time or a chance to actually like try to enjoy your time here, and then the third year is just like coasting, y'all. So that's how it happened. Like, first year was tough, but after you get through the first, second year, then it's just like living life for the most part. I really enjoyed traveling around Korea. I really enjoyed traveling to different countries and things like that. And living in Korea for sure gives you the opportunity, because you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a car. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on rent, you know, and on utilities and stuff like that. So you have all this extra money so that you can travel, or so that you can pay off your student loans or whatever, you know. So for me, I traveled. I used that money to travel. So all that stuff is great, but the structure of the work atmosphere is what was difficult for me. The people themselves were really nice. Obviously, there's some rotten eggs in the bunch. There's those ajumas, ajishis, who just don't know when to be quiet, and they don't know how to filter. Obviously, there's those kind of people. But as far as like the work culture goes, there is a pretty strict hierarchy for most places. I'm not going to say it's for all places. Every place is different as far as how they handle and deal and interact with foreigners. But in my experience, every place that I've been, there's always people at different levels. And the people at the top tend to treat the people at the bottom not so well sometimes. Like, I'm not going to say that they abuse them, which they do sometimes abuse them, but in my situation, they didn't abuse me. It's just I was never seen as a coworker or as on the same level. I was never seen on the same level. And this I experienced mainly at my public school, where I was working with a co-teacher, and my co-teacher, her position in the school was high, but we were both English teachers. So in my eyes, we're both English teachers, we're both the same level. But apparently in the school, she's on another level or something. And there are certain ways to talk to people on different levels. Like, you can't tell them no. You can't disagree with what they have to say. You can't, like, there's so many things that you can't do. And it causes so much stress. And the most difficult time was when I was at the public school, because that was more predominant. When I worked at the hagwons, it mainly came from like the bosses. The Korean teachers that we worked with, they were fine, you know, they were cool to work with for the most part. Korean teachers in the hagwons, they are so overworked. You think you're overworked, they are way like triple times overworked than you are. Hagwons are tough because it is a lot more work. Public schools are so easy, like there's not a lot of work to do. It's lots of vacation time and things like that compared to hagwons. So I really enjoyed working at public schools. It was just really difficult interacting with my co-teachers and people there. And also age matters. Like age is also a level indicator whether their position is high in the school or not. If they're older than you, then they're more powerful than you, you know. So that is a thing that's really difficult to deal with here in Korea. Age and power and money and everything like that. If you have these, then they treat people however they want, or you have to treat them a certain way, and that was really hard for me. So that's one reason why I'm leaving, because it was starting to get exhausting and it was taking away my joy. But another reason is another important, maybe important for some people, but dating in Korea, y'all, dating in Korea is not easy, for me at least. Being a black woman, back then I was a big black woman. Like, I'm gonna tell you my opinion on the 3 types of men that are here in Korea. And if you get offended, I'm so sorry. I know that there are some good people out there, and if that's you, then I love you guys, more power to you. But from my experience, there are 4 types of men that are in Korea. So you have the Korean people, and before I came to Korea, my dream was to marry a Korean man. Like, I was in love. And all the Korean people back in the States warned me, my mom, her friends, everybody's like, don't marry a Korean man. I was like, why? But they're so cute. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. So Korean men, I've learned, are huge mama's boys. They're very big mama's boys, and they are, I mean, they treat you well. But in my experience, dating with Korean men, the man of a family, the son of a family, is one of the most important members of the family, especially if you're the oldest boy, because they are the ones that, I don't know, take on the lead role later or something. So the family always wants the man of the house, or the son of the house, especially the oldest, to marry into a good family, to marry a beautiful woman, you know, to marry somebody and into a family that will make their family look good, that will make them look good, that suits each other, you know. So if the family is still stuck in the old times, or is very judgmental or whatever, it can be really difficult to date. And that is predominant here in Korea. Like, everybody is very into how they look and how others perceive them, and their status and things like that. That is very important in Korea for many people. So in that case, dating a black woman is not top-notch for some people. Yes, it might not be true. I mean, I don't know, I think it's true. But in Korea, Koreans worship the blonde hair, blue-eyed beauty. Like, that's their dream, you know, big blue green eyes, blonde hair, you know, that's what they see as beautiful. Yes, they're beautiful. They're beautiful people. Yes, I mean, whatever. But they're not the only beautiful people out there, you know. So dating in Korea was tough. So that's one type of man, are the Korean men. The next type of men, so there's a group of men, obviously foreigners, okay? So there are different subgroups in this group, subcategories in this group, whatever you want to call it. So the foreigner men, there are civilians and there are military. So let's start with the military. So military men, I mean, more power to you. You guys are great. Thank you for your service, you know, whatever. But I think a lot of the military men that come to Korea come to have fun and enjoy themselves. They're not all like that, you know, don't get me wrong. But a lot of them, they come to enjoy themselves. And from, not my personal experience, but experience from friends and stuff like that, because I haven't really dated a lot. But from friends, and like a lot of the men are, and maybe women, come and keep secrets, lie, don't tell the full truths, and it's just a lot of drama. I feel like dating military people is very dramaful. Like, there's lots of drama in there, whether it be intentional or unintentional. So there's those kind of people, those kind of men are people dating in the military. And then back to the civilian. So in the civilian world, there's 2 groups of people. Let's go on this one group. This one group, they're awesome people. They're very kind, caring, you know, dream man, dream woman type, you know, good people, educated, you know, whatever. But the problem is with them, they're usually already booed up. They already got somebody, you know, they're like good. So there goes all the good people. Well, most of the good people. All right. So now my final group of people or men, as we're talking about right now, are the people who didn't make it in the States or felt like their life was at an end in the States and wanted to find something new. There's nothing wrong with this, okay? There's nothing wrong with this. But in my experience, these men are not stable in what they want. They're not stable in I'm not gonna say stable, they just don't know what they want yet. So that's why they left. Like, they're unsure, like whatever it is that happened in the States, they're tired of it and they don't know what they want, so now they're out searching for what they want. So it's like difficult to connect with them, or they're just different. Like, they're not I guess I'm just saying they're not my type. I don't know how else to really explain it, but like I said, maybe it's just because they seem like they don't know exactly what they want and they're out here still trying to find themselves. And I guess for me, I'm at a point where I know what I want and I need somebody who also kind of knows what they want, and we can support each other this way. So those are the 4 categories, groups, or whatever type of people that I've experienced here in Korea, and that's why it's been so tough for me to date. And so I got to a point in my life where I'm just like, I don't need to date anymore. Like, I'm happy with myself. I'm content. I'm focused on me. I'm self-care. I'm doing self-care, self-growth, you know. So since then, I've been single for maybe over 5 years now, y'all. 5 years, y'all. And I'm not even mad about it. Like, I'm happy. Because before that, I was always with somebody and I was not happy being by myself. And now that I've been in Korea, like, Korea has shown me so much, has taught me so much, and helped me grow as a person, as an individual, and to learn a lot more about myself, which is great. So I'm really, really thankful for Korea. If you have the chance, I highly recommend leaving your home country and traveling, because you can learn so much about yourself and about the world. So another reason, the third reason why I've decided to leave Korea is because although teaching was fun, that's not something that I've ever thought about doing. I've never thought about having a career in teaching, like as far as like the traditional sense, like being in a classroom and teaching like this. My passion has always been helping people, for sure, and teaching is obviously a way of helping, but that's not the way I want to help. So I've decided to go back to school and pursue my future career. So I'm going back to school for social work, if you guys don't know. And my passion is to help people through talk, through counseling, through providing resources, through continuous like long-term like relationship, as far as like professional relationship, to help them, you know. When I was working in schools, like, I didn't have that connection with my students to be able to give them the help that they need or whatever. And I know if I went back to the States and I was a teacher and had my own homeroom, then I could, you know, do that. But that's not the position that I want to be in. I want to be in more of like a, I guess, a counselor kind of position or whatever. So that's why I'm going back to America to go to school. Why did I not go to school in Korea? I also thought about that. I also thought about going to school in Korea, but I was going to do psychiatry or psychology in Korea. But I thought about it, and so I want to help the impoverished demographic in America. Like, that's the group of people that I want to focus on helping. And so if I was to go to school here in Korea, they wouldn't be able to teach me what I need to know to help that group of people, if that makes sense. So learning in Korea, I'll be learning the information from people in the Korean culture, from people in this culture, rather than the people from the culture that I want to focus and help, you know. So, and then also a lot of the classes would probably be in Korean, so I'd have to go back and study more on my own. And so, like, it was a few factors that made me decide to go back to America to go to school. So yeah, so that is why I am leaving Korea. I know this was a long, little drawn-on video. I hope it answered a lot of your questions. If you guys have any other further questions about what I have talked about in this video, please let me know. If you want me to elaborate on some other things, then please comment down, let me know. I'll make some videos about them. But yeah, as far as the question why I decided to leave, those are my answers. Another question I've been asked is, do I plan on coming back? I don't have that plan yet. Right now, I have to stay in America for 4 years, 2 years in grad school, and then 2 years I have to pay back I have to work in my field of study for the state to pay back the stipend money. So I have to be in America at least 4 years to finish all of that. After that, I don't know, who knows, maybe so my future goal is to open up my own practice. So maybe I can come back and open up my own practice in Korea and focus on helping, you know, the military community or the biracial community or just the foreigner community here. I don't know, who knows. It's all up in the air right now as far as the long-term future. But as far as the 4-year plan right now, I'll be in Virginia studying and working. So that's where you can find me. Alright guys, that's enough for this video. I'm about to record another video on how I feel about leaving Korea. So keep an eye out for that video and that'll be out soon. Alright guys, peace. Bye bye.